Worse than Logan Paul or Jake Paul, whoever went to that Japanese forest. Worse than that guy.
Exactly.
This guy, okay, he's a child rapist. He ruined the life of a 8-year-old girl. This fucking YouTuber with 1 million subs. He's very big in Korea. It's so disgusting, honestly.
Like, you're making that whole crime into entertainment.
Joke. Right, exactly.
That's not it. Welcome to YouTube's favorite K-pop show, Dkdktv.
Danny,
David,
lots of
hot ass tea. And before we go on today, we have a special shout out for Explosive Pilate here. Follow his Instagram. He is a new member of our Discord chat. Yay! New Patreon member. Thank you. Go follow his Instagram account.
Why?
Because he just wants you to.
Okay, very random. Another shout out to myself. I have an online concert with my band coming up on Thursday, December 17th, 2 p.m. Korean Standard Time. Go to the Pira YouTube channel. The link should be somewhere in the pinned comments or somewhere. I don't know. Go there. 2 p.m. live stream on Thursday.
So on to the news. First news, we have Junsu having conflicts with KBS regarding his TV appearances.
And second, we have Trucks to protest against Bighit label concert.
Okay. And last but not least, most important news of Korea right now. Korea's most hated criminal is released from prison.
And people want blood.
And on to the first news. So, Junsu has conflict with KBS. Junsu, or aka Shia from JYJ or XTVXQ, recently came back last November 10th with his new mini album Pit a Pat. And it's why you're laughing.
Album.
Pit Pat.
Funny name for an album.
Pit a Pat. It's cute. And is currently doing activities with his title song Pit a Pat. Why do you keep laughing?
What a weird name.
It's cute. Pit Pat. Recently, several petitions have petitions have popped up on KBS viewers' Right Center homepage related to Junsu's appearance issues with KBS. One of the petitions got more than 3,000 upvotes that had the title "Secure a Fair Opportunity for TV Appearances." In short, Junsu and his label and his fans have been in conflict with KBS. And KBS Music Bank chief producer Kim Kwang-soo came out stating that Music Bank is a program that ranks artists by weekly streams, album sales, TV appearances, and viewer votes. Thus, Music Bank casts artists that are active during the current period that have intentions to appear on the program. Therefore, Music Bank cannot clarify appearance matters on an artist that did not show their intentions of appearing. Also, we cannot explain the reason why which artists get casted or not. Music Bank inevitably has to select certain artists and leave out certain artists as well. If we were to explain the reasons of non-selection, that could lead to potential disrespect towards the artist and fans, and a lot of fan wars too.
Music's not good enough, or you suck.
You don't qualify. Anyways, there are no other TV stations that reveal the criteria on how they select their appearances on their shows, so KBS is planning to give fair opportunities to diverse artists in the future. They ended their statement like that. Junsu's management, CJS Entertainment, directly rebutted Music Bank's statement, saying, "We have asked several times through the press about national TV program appearances. It doesn't make sense to say that we didn't have an intention to appear." And Junsu himself has recently showed his eagerness to appear on TV shows as well. During a recent interview with Spo TV News, he stated that after time has passed, meaning after his prime time at
TVXQ days.
And JYJ days. After his time has passed, people who don't know well about me and my history think that I don't appear on TV. Even the producers think so. I've actually had hundreds of programs that have gotten canceled even after getting confirmed, and sometimes I've even filmed the shows, but these shows never ended up airing on TV. I haven't been able to communicate through TV programs for 10 years. One wish would be just for this dream to come true, appearing on TV. And then Junsu emphasized that he wasn't intentionally trying to not appear on TV, but actually wasn't able to for some reasons. So what do you think about this whole issue?
Isn't this basically bigger companies like
Oh, are you gonna get sued?
No. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if they're actually pressuring TV stations, but if TV producers were thinking about their perhaps relationship with entertainment, they might be reluctant to have a JYJ member because of how the exit was taking place. You know, JYJ essentially sued them to get out of their contracts. Obviously, JYJ and them are not in good terms. For KBS, it's understandable that they would choose SM, but I don't know. Part of me thinks that it's really the TV producers that aren't really interested in Junsu anymore. But at the same time, 10 years is a long time to not appear on TV. I actually didn't know about this.
I've seen him on recent cable TV program, Mr. Trot.
Trot, yeah.
And he seemed like he genuinely enjoyed being on TV. Yeah. Like, he was one of the judges. My point is, like, what kind of artist would not want to appear on TV and showcase his music after making a whole album? You know,
I mean, this guy wants to do it.
Yeah. So he definitely has the intentions, and I feel like this is just a little bit off. Like, we don't know what's going behind the scenes, but definitely there's something weird about it. And seeing his interviews and the label stance and all, his side is a little bit more believable than KBS, because KBS was like, oh, we can't let you know the criteria and all. Like, he didn't have intentions, but that was false. And we all know that definitely KBS and all the other shows have some sort of criteria to pick the artist that...
I mean, I don't think it's wrong that they have criteria and
of course
people are left out.
Of course, we can't let every single idol on the show.
There's so many people.
But what I'm saying is Junsu, regarding his career and his influence and his fan base, like, it wouldn't hurt to have him on the show, definitely. And something smells fishy here.
That's true.
I won't drop any names, but something smells fishy.
Well, I do think, like, artist of his caliber, he would have a very easy way getting in. So to see him not be able to do that for so long is...
there is something going on.
Weird. Very weird. I will just say that.
Yeah. The fact that he actually emphasized that he got canceled from 100 plus shows, that's a lot of shows weird. To be canceled from. Like, people hustle to get on, like, a single show. That's weird.
The world seems to be against him. But on to the next news. Speaking of the world being against you, fans send truck protest to Bighit, boycotting Bighit label's concert. So truck protests are nothing new to K-pop. You know, we do this all the time. Not we, but you guys do it all the time. Some of you. And it was Bighit's turn to get one this time. On December 14th, a truck appeared in front of Bighit's company building, calling for a stop to Bighit's year-end label concert and their so-called greedy practices. The truck flashed through statements such as, Bighit, crazy about stocks, giving up on their roots, stop the selfish concert plans now, and do not try to achieve success of your label through BTS and ARMY.
Ooh,
bum, bum, bum. I mean, how do you... the Bighit label concert is set to take place on December 31st and features stages from all Bighit artists except for 17, as well as a special memorial stage of Shinechul, which I want to talk about a little later. Now, the organizer of the protest Twitter account, going by the handle No Label Concert, gathered the funds and opinions of over 100 armies to coordinate the truck rally. Though that number is extremely minuscule compared to the size of the fandom, seeing how an overwhelming majority of the commenters on K-pop fan community, the coup, are responding with open arms, there does seem to be some fair amount of such sentiments across the board among Korean fans. Meanwhile, some armies on the other side trended the hashtag Army Support BTS's judgments, choices, countering the protests. The tweets under this stated that BTS is at the end a shareholder of Bighit and thus will benefit from its benefits. Now, countering this, protesters then started trending a hashtag 픽사모들. It's a very commonly used term. Not just a stan, like a cult-like follower of Bighit, taking a stab at the opposition side. So amidst this chaos, what does Bighit do? Of course, they drop an ad for their merch lineup. Wow. For their year-end label concert on their Weaver shop account. A true icing on the cake. Wonderful timing.
Pour that gasoline.
Right. Nice. Buy more shit, basically, is what they said. Now, previously in November, some armies from BTS Gallery on DC Inside also put out a statement boycotting the label concert as well for reasons such as it being overpriced and COVID. However, Bighit since then has has canceled the offline part of the label concert due to heightened social distancing measures. Base price for an entry-level ticket to the online stream of the label concert is about 39,500 won, which is about $35. So it's the average price of an online concert, I think. Yeah, that's the situation right now. This protest, this fight has been going on ever since Bighit announced its label concert. So what do you think about these repeated protests?
I get their point, but at the same time, it's a paradox because their points are the actual reasons why Bighit acquired those companies and made this huge conglomerate K-pop company in the first place. They wanted to have this kind of super concert concept. They wanted to have like this family, big hit artist only type of concept, and they're doing it right now. They're putting it into activation. So nobody's gonna stop them from doing it, even if those protests are going out. I mean, it's important to voice your opinion and voice and protest. I respect that. But anyways, I feel like there's little change to be done in this. Also, at the same time, while I am an ARMY mama and basically all the music award shows, you know, people know that BTS is gonna make people stay, and they're like packaging all these deals in the beginning for like hours and hours and hours. Exactly, they're the AMAs and Billboard Music Awards and everything. BTS is always last. That's how things work in the media industry. I don't think there's much room for change. But to voice another small opinion on the opposite side, I personally have a very big fan of Newest within my circle. Yeah, she actually privately told me, you know, our artists are important too. Inter-conflicts between fandoms as well.
But I do know that pretty much all fandoms are pretty pissed about just being packaged to this one big concert. And I think like a lot of the international fans may not understand. Honestly, I don't understand too much of it as well because I'm not like a fanboy of any particular group. For example, Dynamite, they have big hit label artists cover Dynamite, like G-Friend, 17 members. Even at Mama, like TXT was covering Dynamite. With those kind of covers, fans of those artists felt like their artist was being used to promote either side. None of them are happy. And I think the problem is that these groups are acquired groups. They're not, and even if you're under the family, you know, you might not get too much love. But when you're like just complete strangers essentially, and then you suddenly joined, then obviously you're not gonna be too welcomed in this environment of K-pop.
Yeah, I mean, like if you compare it to other entertainment companies like SM, YG, JYP, they are actual family.
Yeah, they were always under the same company.
They see each other, they have encounters every day in the training rooms, and during their training years they have interactions
they grew up together.
Yeah, exactly.
In terms of companies, those companies were separate companies until they acquired them. So in the K-pop sphere, you know, the sense of family and bondship, it's very exclusive to a few number of artists and a few number of members. So I think Bighit right now, they're gonna have to expect a lot of this backlash for a long time before they become a true family. And it's growing pains. Another issue at Bighit label concert is Shin Hae-chul Memorial Hologram Concert. So Shin Hae-chul, if you guys don't know, is a legendary Korean rock star, I guess, that passed away 6 years ago due to a medical accident during surgery.
Oh, it's been 6 years?
Yeah. At the Bighit concert, they announced that he will be performing via hologram, like kind of like how Tupac performed in Coachella, along with other artists. And I think also like Lauv and Halsey are. But anyway,
hologram Yoongi this time? Well,
I mean, that was a test. That was a test. People are confused. I was confused, honestly. I was like, why is Shin Hae-chul appearing on a Bighit label concert?
Yeah, that's
and a year-end festival. Like, why are we?
Maybe he was like PD's mentor or something.
I'm not against doing a tribute to a legendary artist, but like this is such a weird timing, so random. None of the artists have any close relationship with Shin Hae-chul. They probably never have met him even.
The BTS members could respect him.
Decisions like these that go unanswered, unexplained, are part of the reasons why big hit artist fans are mad. A lot of their complaints never get answered, and I totally understand that for once.
Next news, Korea's most hated criminal is released. And disclaimer, before you watch this news may contain some sensitive content. Beware of that. But anyways, on Saturday, December 12th, South Korea's most hated criminal was released from prison. This criminal was in jail for the crime of raping a child, and he was in prison only for 12 years. His name is Cho Doo Soo, and in December 2008, he was arrested for kidnapping and raping an 8-year-old child in a church bathroom located in Ansan, which is an adjacent city of Seoul. By verdict, he served 12 years in prison, and the public was outraged back then and even now about the sentence. It seemed to be too lenient for his crime and as a punishment. Koreans back then expected a life sentence or even a death penalty, but the outcome was only 12 years. It's 2020, and the criminal was released from the correctional facility in the southern Seoul district last Saturday and was taken to his own home in Ansan, escorted by probation officers along with the police as protection. Now you might be wondering, did I just hear police protection? Oh, well, yes, because before his release, as the news notified the public of his release date, many people, mostly YouTubers on the internet, discussed and announced that they would go punish the criminal personally with violence and terror and furthermore. In reality, there were a bunch of protesters in front of the correctional facility that protested for a death penalty and so much more. But while the transfer vehicle was on the move, some citizens and YouTubers climbed on top of the car and tried to break the glass. 3 of them, who were revealed to be YouTubers, got arrested for damaging police vehicles. The police stated that they would arrest additional citizens that tried to damage the car once their identity got confirmed. Before Cho Doo Soo arrived at his house, he stopped by the probation office to get registered under the monitoring program, the electric device and all. And at that site, reporters could get a glimpse of him walking out of the office. Reporters questioned him, do you feel any kind of remorse or do you have any apologies to say to the victims? Cho Doo Soo, however, chose to keep silent and bowed 2 times toward the crowd. People pointed out how his hands were lying on his back like this. And this is called tweetjim in Korean, and usually it's seen as rude behavior, or it's like a gesture old men make when they're like walking.
Was he handcuffed?
No, he was just like, he suddenly did that and bowed 2 times. Old men do that when they have like a certain sense of superiority.
It's not a polite gesture.
Later on, his probation officer revealed that he actually stated that he was truly sorry and did something that would make the whole universe mad. 천인 공노할.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Also, apparently he thought of meeting the victim's family and apologizing.
What a dumbass.
But at the end decided not to because it would lead to secondary victimization, of course.
But that would be the last thing I want to see, honestly.
I wouldn't even want the apology. It would mean nothing, honestly. Yeah. Due to his crime, the daughter has to live with a permanent disability for the rest of her life. It's truly cruel. After that, he headed straight for his home, where reportedly his wife had been waiting for him the whole time. I'm surprised with that too. And in the meantime, some 150 protesters waited for his appearance near his residence and threw eggs and insults at Cho Doo Soo. And many local residents showed severe unease at the criminal's return to the neighborhood. Despite the police installing 15 surveillance cameras and raising the level of light, 30 street lamps, I don't know how much
brighter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know how much that would help, but also Cho had an electronic monitoring device in the form of a bracelet on his ankles. You can't take that off. It's called the 전자발찌 in Korean, and it's the sign of it's like a labeling of a sexual offender or a criminal predator.
And they monitor you.
The bracelet thingy tracks your whereabouts real time and reports it to the police, and you can't go near schools and stuff. There's boundaries you can move inside. He was also assigned a probation officer that would do a man-to-man marking and a regular check on him as well. But despite all this effort, one mother of the neighborhood stated in her interview that she couldn't live there because she felt so unsafe with her 2 young daughters. Currently, his residence is surrounded by protesters. Still, most of them YouTubers. The police have already arrested 5 citizens for public disturbance. They're making this whole ratchet and noise in front of his house. There have been over 100 reports of public disturbance to the police made by local residents as well.
I feel terrible for the neighbors, honestly.
Actually, there's this dude that's streaming. Like,
below Cho Doo Soo. The guy that lives house underneath.
And currently the general public is mad at all 3 parties that appeared above. The criminal himself, the YouTubers doing anything for clout, and the police and justice system protecting a criminal to that level, which received a weak sentence in the first place. Yeah, so everyone is super mad, and this is like terrible news, but the biggest news in Korea.
Yes.
So we brought it here.
Well, I'm obviously sickened by the criminal himself. I mean, his case was probably the most publicized case of sexual offense.
We didn't even go into the details, but when the details came out, it was very, very gruesome.
Calling him the most hated criminal in Korea is probably fitting. Everybody wants this guy dead.
Everybody knows this dude's name. There are like three criminals in Korean history that everyone in Korea knows their name. Is probably like Shin Chang-won, Cho Doo Soo, and what's that, Yoo Young-chul. Like these three. The other two are like serial killers, but this dude's like child rapist. But
anyway, this guy, obviously 12 years is too short. The problem is that's like our justice system. Like they can't bend the law to give someone who can't technically under legal circumstances, you know, get a death sentence. They're not like fucking God. They're just judges. And I know people are gonna hate me, but they're not there to make the law. They're not to change the law. They're there to just carry out what the law says. So I don't think blaming the judges would help. Blaming the justice system, maybe. You need a change in law. I'm pretty sure the law has changed after his 12-year sentence. And also the police. I don't think we should be blaming the police.
They're just doing their job too.
They're just doing their jobs too. I mean, they didn't volunteer to like, yo, I want to help protect this freaking criminal.
I've been in that situation because I was police in the military. And
have you had to protect criminals?
Yeah. The main reason to do that is not to protect the criminal. Well, of course, himself too. Like he has human rights too. But the main focus is to protect the other people around them. Like if there's violence and all, people get whirled into that.
So people criticizing the police for protecting this guy. I mean, there's lots of police, and he had a full-ass escort like a freaking president.
He was like the president.
Honestly, like it reminded me of when Park Geun-hye, the previous
Obama was here,
president, got impeached. On her way to our house, she got escorted. Anyway, those people, to people who are criticizing the police, well, if the police aren't there, there is so much potential for
that house violence to burn down.
Violence,
Like actually, a YouTuber opened the gas valve and
tried to burn it.
Tried to like explode the building.
Wow.
Like what is the fault of the other residents?
Exactly. And you know, you may think that okay, this guy needs to be dead. If one case of violence can easily lead to other cases of violence, and you know, this is not even control violence, it's just like anger, outrage. So you never know when that fire is gonna like, you know, go burst into some other place, and we can't have that kind of shit actually, you know, in society.
Another case is like this is funny though, there was a fight between YouTubers. They were fighting for each other's clout. Like they were like, this is my district, why are you streaming here? And one dude was like just eating his noodles and then got into a fight.
Already a shit show without the violence towards Cho Doo Soo himself. Like imagine if there was no police. I think the police are there to maintain order. Is needed at that site. An interesting thing that's happening right now is the landlord of Cho Doo Soo's home wants to kick him out because his wife got the home, I think a few months back before Cho Doo Soo came out. Obviously the landlord did not know it was Cho Doo Soo's wife because nobody knows the wife's name. Now obviously he found out because of course. Like you gotta.
That's my fucking building.
Wait, what? What? This guy's walking into my home. Like under the current law, they can kick him out. Probably a potential lawsuit coming up. But do you think he should be able to kick him out?
That's up to the law. But
I mean, like, do you personally think?
Personally, I think he should be living in a mountain
by himself.
He should be segregated from society, and there should be a place for like these child rapists or serial killers. They go after their sentences, a whole village of them just by themselves, and have like a battle royale or something. Send them to a freaking island or something and make them do labor. They don't deserve society and freedom.
Sounds like you want like North Korea.
Yeah. This is just my emotional sentiment. I understand like the law. It is very unfair from like an emotional viewpoint.
So obviously my initial response is like, I mean, I wouldn't want him in my home, honestly, if I was a landlord. I would want him to get the fuck out because think about it, like it's not just him. His neighbors are gonna complain. The price of that house is gonna drop. Property assets, like price is dropping. So,
nobody's gonna send their kids to that school nearby.
Like, I do think like the landlord should have the ability to kick someone out, but also at the same time, it becomes a very slippery slope. Obviously, cases like Cho Doo Soo, it'd be really hard to recover back into society. But there will be cases where people can become a member of society. And I think, like, you know, Korean's justice system, it works so hard on the punishment part, but it never really talks about, you know, how do these people fit back into society. And I think that should be also part that we should consider. So, like, for Cho Doo Soo's case, obviously, like, he's highly publicized, so I'm sure no one wants him in their houses. But, like, if we allow Cho Doo Soo to get kicked out, then it opens the door for a lot of people with criminal records. So, like, we can't just think about, like, oh, I hate Cho Doo Soo, he's the worst criminal in the world, so let's kick him out. It doesn't work like that. We have to think about what making that law brings to the table.
Or go, like, totally opposite and go full North Korea and
yeah, I like democracy. I like being free.
I want to talk about the YouTubers, though. They've become biggest spotlight.
I fucking hate them. Oh, they're the worst
one
shit.
Dude, that dude that has like over 1 million subs. Like he's milking the shit out of this scene.
Worse than Logan Paul or Jake Paul, whoever the fuck went to that Japanese forest. Worse than that guy. Exactly. This guy, okay, he's a child rapist. He ruined the life of a 8-year-old girl. This fucking YouTuber with 1 million subs. He's very big in Korea. He's like,
I'm gonna go hunt him down.
I'm gonna go hunt him down.
Beat him
I'm
up.
meeting Cho Doo Soo. Like,
it's all clickbait too.
Right. And he's been doing that for every single day the past week. Fucking disgusting. And you know what is worse? Oh, I didn't live stream the day that
he was getting released
because I felt like it's not respectful to the victims. Blah blah. Fuck, bitch! If you cared about the victims,
right now is like,
the problem is he's making pranks of like someone writing, pretending to be Cho Doo Soo and writing like, oh, I'm gonna find you and kill you. I think they're fake.
They're all fake.
And he claims like, oh, some kid that lives nearby is doing this. But like, to use that even in your fucking video, and the titles are like, Cho Doo Soo came to my house. It's so disgusting, honestly.
Like, you're making that whole crime into entertainment.
Joke. Right, exactly.
That's not it. This dude needs to get exposed. Like,
he already got exposed, but
maybe that's why he's doing it. He's got nothing to lose anymore.
Right.
Yeah, this dude, he actually went to the scene and stuff.
Going to the scene's fine, I think. Going to the scene's fine.
I even hate those people too. Like, and
I don't mind that.
No.
They're just bringing the news.
They're just there for clout. I mean, I have nothing against those YouTubers that if they go and just like quietly broadcast the stream and stuff.
What I don't.
But they're like, oh fuck, I'm gonna get this motherfucker.
Right. That's what I don't like.
Those dudes. That's what I'm talking about.
So just shut the fuck up. Show us the site.
Exactly.
I'm okay.
Like, I'm looking for a route to get inside to penetrate the police.
Bitch, you're not gonna get
007.
If this guy was in front of you, you wouldn't say shit to him. Okay, so like those kind of people, you know, I really hate. They're annoying.
They're not gonna do it in the end.
They're there to just get money.
Clout.
So like, I fucking hate these YouTubers as well. Wow, this is a long video, but there you go. We can talk more. Let's talk more in depth about this in the after show tomorrow at this time below. But we will talk about the ins and outs of his case and how terrible he is.
More about like the Bighit protests and Chia Junsu, JYJ, and SM allegedly.
All the tea at patreon.com/Dkdktv. Join the after show where you get more content regarding the DK news. We talk live with you guys for an hour. Hear your arguments after show. Patreon.com/Dkdktv. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.